start and just all right, and then go to the intro and back to us. And yep, sure enough, it did start. Aha!
Sweet. Sweet.
Nice. Okay. So I there was a settings in the streaming section of the channel where it said auto start and auto end. So I clicked both of those on. So I think that's what's saving this here. I'm getting rid of that one because there's nobody to chat right there, but I'm getting rid of that. But yeah, I had turned that on and seemed like that worked because just start right up. So nicely done there. What is that? Oh, I guess I was confused what this was right here. All this little stuff right here is my wife's little sewing stuff that she's apparently using my shelf as a storage area. Um, Noted. What stuff? What? Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I forgot. You're forgot. We. It's my pug. We moved her desk one day. Um, since we rearranged the room, she had a desk that was pretty much a bunch of shelves. It was my old desk that we first bought when we moved into this apartment, and it was a nice desk, but it was just a little too narrow. Putting the computer case on it was a little troublesome. Place for the keyboard and the mouse with the monitor on the desk was really it was really just a pain in the ass, and she had a bunch of shelves all over it, so she was able to put stuff on it. So, I guess she's using my desk now as a storage place. And she's been looking for a gift for one of her friends. Okay, it's apparently she bought it, but she's still looking at earbuds for the past I probably no joke 4 hours. Not really what I wanted for my birthday, but I'll use them. Oh, the Piccolo case. Yeah, it's a Piccolo case for earbuds. And y'all should know my favorite character is Piccolo. So yeah, she might be getting me a headset with a Piccolo case. So when I open it up, Piccolo's hat comes off. Yeah, but not for my streams. I even fixed this one. Like no joke. I know, but like this right here, I don't know if you can see it, but I re-paracord my own headset. It was it was like this thing's been with me so long, the little stretchy thing was messing up, so I paracord my own headset to, save a dollar. I just took my old paracord stuff that I used for my old Blue Yeti mic when I 3D printed it, and that. So save a
Yeah.
dollar.
It works.
Yeah. Yo, Ronan, how you doing this evening? Thank you for joining us today. Sorry for those the one I'm saying hello to your chat. If you ever want to join us during the stream, just that's a little FYI. We do stream every five, every five, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central American time, my time, about six or what? Is it six for
It's
you?
it's six Eastern.
6 Asian for anybody else over there, or I guess you might say for those West Coasters, it's around like 4. So, American time at Wednesday at Bear Thoughts or my YouTube channel, Grumpy B Gaming. I don't stream on YouTube no more for a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to look for one I can. Okay, gotcha. That's also be nice. Um, at one time we were actually thinking about getting like some product lines where my logo was going to be on an iPhone or not iPhone a earbuds case. But the problem is we don't know if the stuff would just rub off because we would have ordered ourselves, got the product in, then tried to turn around and sell it out from ourselves. But then pretty much everybody would know my address, and I don't think that's very smart.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where you need a post office box.
Yeah, PO box would definitely be a nice thing. Have you got your stimulus check in yet?
I have not seen mine.
You have not seen yours. Well, apparently a lot of people like our bank. It got so bad that it crashed our bank.
Wow.
Our bank was getting flooded by people trying to get their that wasn't
Well,
supposed to be like that.
If it helps at all, I was running the record on the first part just in case.
Probably will. So I can just put all that together and put it back together. Well, I think we're back. I think we're back. Sorry for that. For those
Yep, we're
watching
back.
the live stream, and for those who may be watching them, I don't know, the VODs. I don't know how well this is going. Oh, okay. I need a vacation. I do. I need a vacation. I've been working too much, but I got some things in the works for those are my viewers. I got some things in the works, so I hope you're gonna like that coming up. I'm talking with some people to help me out with it because I can't do it by myself. Um, Speaking of things I can't do by myself, do you know what a VTuber is? I think I may have asked you this last week.
VTuber?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Okay, VTubers. Let me get for those who do not know what this is, and I'm wondering because I've been seeing a lot of few people of lately do this stuff, and what they majority of them are 2D people or 2D characters that are drawn and animated to look like you know their your mouth is moving, their mouth will be moving. Your body is moving, their body is moving. Only thing
Okay,
is
I
difference
got you.
is like some of them have arm, capabilities. Some of them do not. Um, and I've been seeing a lot of VTubers coming out of lately. And Takahata 101 from Team 4 Star, one of my favorite YouTube channels on and he used to be one of my favorite all-time actors in that genre. He started a character and his little channel is blowing up because of it. And he's a character that looks similar to him, but not really him, if that makes sense. Like it looks close like him, but not as the guy looks kind of rough. Like he's not no you know, he's not as handsome as maybe he once was. I can say that, right? It's not weird. But he's nowhere near um anime's level of pretty boy because some girls think anime characters is like guys think anime girls are pretty hot. Same thing goes for the guy characters. But yeah, his hair is like just twice as long. He's long, linky, clean shaven face, and he like people are loving his character right now on Twitch, and he's kind of like not really, I would say blowing up, but he's getting big. And I was remarking about like um you may have know of some of them already yourself. You may not be aware of them, or you may have heard the names but not know what they were at one time. But there is a couple of VTubers. There's even one VTuber called Project Melody. Now let me give you a rundown of this character so I get your thoughts here, Corvo. Anyways, it's a 3D anime model character. It's a VTuber, but she can move her arms and her heads and her feet. She can walk around, and she's also big in the porn industry. She'll go online and she will stream herself. People will pay her. YouTube is not receiving enough video maintenance smoothing open widget. What's that mean? Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streams as such as viewers will experience buffering. Oh, that's great. That's great. I know what that's about. Hope my internet provider isn't what's the word for it? Limiting my internet access. That would quite piss me off cuz it's saying our internet our connection right now is very poor and it has not been poor in weeks. Um Let me see if I can do anything while we're talking about it. Anyways, so she works and does porn, and she goes to certain websites and does a live streaming of it. Does that make sense? And where she makes her character go down to her skimpies and looks like she's doing things that she normally wouldn't be doing in real life because it's an anime character. And the people she blew up, like I mean, she blew up big time. But she had an artist designer character, had an artist make the animations, had the artist do all the work, as far as I understand, like all the work when it came to uh the character and what the character could do and how the character could function and how you would interact with it and how you would, make it move. And then she blew up and then she paid for it, right? So she had all the rights to it. But I felt it was kind of like a little bit cheap that this guy did all the work and now she's blowing up because of it. And like Takahata, he paid someone else to do it for him. and now he's kind of getting big. He's not doing porn, but there's a couple people on there would like him to do. So how would you feel about that? Like, let's say you had someone hire you to do whatever you do at your job, and then because you did it, and they paid for you to do it, they blow up because of it.
There's two ways of thinking about it. So one, I did my job. It must have been good because they're getting what they wanted out of it. And two, why the hell did I do such a good job and I'm not getting any recognition for it? You know, it's a damned if you do and damned if you don't situation, to be honest. I mean, I can sit here and write code all night long that would do these miraculous things and I can get paid for it. But in the end, whoever uses the code is going to get the recognition for it. And you kind of have to resign yourself to, if you're going to build it for them and let them use it and let them have it because they paid you for it, that's kind of was your job. That's what you were supposed to do. In the same right, you are obviously going to feel a little jealous over it because, I mean, something you created is making this person famous, making them, putting their life in a better situation. And you could have been having that yourself, you know?
Well, she came up with the idea, so like, good on her. She was an entrepreneur about the idea. There was some VTubers out there doing single cell imagery of characters and then having talk to them, and they were getting some pickup, and she went, well, let's try 3D version of the anime character. Kind of like that VR chat. I don't know if you've seen the VR chat before.
Yeah, I have.
But like VR chat and just do some porn out of it. And it was a breaking, it broke the mold, and she got definitely a lot of love from it, and good on her. But the guy, the kind of dude that did it for work for her was kind of a bit of a douchebag. He did try to um exploit her fame, and he had to deal with another company, and he was like, "Hey, I have this other group of company that would like you to work with them. Um, are you down with that? Are you okay with that? But like, if you work with them, you got to pay them a certain amount of money, and you got to pay me a certain amount of money, and you kind of owe me, so let's do it." And she's like, not no, I'm good." And he's like, he tried to do her dirty. I don't know the exact details, but he did try to get on her for the work he did for her, even though she had all the rights to the character, and he was trying to copyright her stuff, even though
Right.
she paid him
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. The thing is once you accept payment for a product, it doesn't matter what it is, ownership transfers from you to the person that paid you. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You can try. You can give it a good try, but you're going to probably lose that battle.
Yeah, and I feel for that, but I just don't. Well, for one thing, I don't see many guy characters going off. Now there is a couple guys on Twitch that I personally have watched myself. Again, I know you don't watch them yourself, but let me there's a couple on there that are playing female characters, and
Yep.
they're very noticeable, right? They're playing a flamboyantly trying to play a girl character as a guy though. It's like me, trying to sound like a woman right now. My voice as it is. And then he's like, okay, you can tell that's definitely a guy playing a girl character. That's his thing. Be my guest. Have at it, right? It's not my place to judge him. But then there's some of them out there that doing the voice changer stuff to try to sound like a girl, but you can still tell it's a dude. So you're just like awkward. It's like you could be a girl, but you definitely still sound like a dude. That voice
Yeah.
changer is kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like, there's one that sounds like or seems like, okay, let's put it like that. Seems like what they're doing every time they to respond to someone's response, they're not actually speaking. They're just typing, and it's like one of those bots. Like, hello, how are you? It's very robotic, and it's supposed to sound like a Russian. It's supposed to be a Russian character. So that's why they sound like they're a little bit of like broken English, and they're typing, and like it's like there's no way that's a girl, because a girl would just wouldn't talk so robotically and also sound so weird while doing it. And it was like this just but people were like, "I love you, be my wife." I'm like, "Oh my god." Like, I understand, but I don't understand. You can't you tell? It's like
Some
going
people can't. Some people can't, dude. They don't have the ability to.
separate.
Yeah, well, it's more like some people can read dialogue that's being typed and get that it's a dude that's typing it or a girl that's typing it. Some people can't tell. They don't. I guess for lack of a better way of explaining, they don't have the rhythm. They don't understand the rhythm of like a female typing versus a male typing. It's all one thing to them. So they don't have a clue what's on the other side of that keyboard.
Yeah, it's kinda like, me saying, I can't tell when someone's being sarcastic through typing, because
Yeah, I mean,
the humor's
I
lost.
I get it at work all the time because of my first name is a chick, could be a chick or a dude's name.
Yeah, same here.
And there's quite literally people that have been working there the entire time I've been working there, and they still accidentally will call me a she and type because of my name. They don't realize it just messes them up.
At least they don't talk to you over the phone and go, "Okay, ma'am, I I'm a dude. I'm a dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
thanks."
get that a lot when like you call the bank or something and they're like, "How can I help you today, miss?" And I'm like, "I'm a dude. Sorry, it's sir."
Someone calls you up, "Is your husband home?" "Oh, baby, baby, is he ever? I'm a hand my cock right now." I mean, sorry, what? He's home.
I gotta put this thing down so I can react to you.
Yeah, no, no, fuck it. Why not? This is while you're on the phone with me. Let's finish this up.
Yeah.
Tell me how much money I have in the bank. That really gets me going. Um,
I don't know. That would probably depress me. I would lose. I would lose it at that point.
I am not rich. Oh, goodness gracious. Uh, my animals are prowling us because it's almost time to feed them. They are all um they're getting antsy, and that's when you know like they know what time it is. That's one thing about animals I've always found so interesting. Like they don't know nothing for time for when you leave and come home. They have no idea about time. But when it comes to eating and that alone, they know what time it is.
This is very
Guaranteed.
much true.
It's like any other time you leave, you come home, they thought you were gone for days. But the moment it's time to eat, they know what time it is. Let's get it. And
Yeah,
they will get your attention.
my husky is very much like that.
Don't
Like he don't pay
run.
any attention and he don't pay any attention to nothing else. But you can be guaranteed at a specific time in the night he's scratching at the back door. He knows what time it is. Hey, bring my food. Hey.
Bring
I'm
my
like,
phone and let
Zeus.
me in.
I'm like, Zeus, stop. I'm coming.
Okay, so a little bit of well, not really off topic. You know what anime I just finished the other day? I don't know if you watched it yourself or finished it yourself. I just finished, and it was long overdue. I will say that, and I should have finished it a long time ago. But I had so many other animes on my list I wanted to watch and get done. I finally watched and finished Attack on Titan season 2
Yes.
and 3.
I have not finished 3 yet, but I have done 1 and 2.
Okay, you have done 1 and 2, so you know about the betrayal.
Yeah, I know about the betrayal.
Eh. That really busts my bubble. It's like God or life or something is just trying to tell me,
We're back.
go on a vacation. Just get it over with. We're back. Yes, again, and I hope I didn't lose nobody. But anyways, Attack on Titan, the betrayal. Did you see it coming? Cause I saw it from like you could have a football field. I still saw the thing coming.
Yep. The only way you did not see that coming is if you were too engrossed in everything else.
Yeah, and it was like I looked up and it was like, top 10 biggest surprises in portrayal. And I'm like number 2 or number 1 was Attack on
Think we
Titan.
crashed.
No, I'm good over here.
No, you're back. It buffered or something.
Okay.
Anyway,
so yeah,
I seen it coming. I know that there were some people at work that didn't see it coming, and I was like, "How did you not see that?" I mean, I don't know.
I thought it was fairly obvious, but at the same time, like the only thing that did surprise me because I knew about the small Titan. I did know about the small Titan because I remember seeing the trailers for the show, and I saw the small Titan running around and fighting and jumping and blah 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 all everywhere. But I didn't know about her. Like, did not know it. I thought it was just someone else came out of nowhere. But it was I'm not trying to spoil anything here. It was this old girl, and I was like, okay, that was surprising because not of its portrayal, just surprising. And then you haven't watched season 3 yet, so I won't spoil anything there. But I remember old girl, and this is one of my things, and when you watch it, you'll probably pick up too. She said that she was out there in amongst the wild for somewhat like 60 years, I think she said.
Yeah.
60 years. And then later on, they were saying like for some of them it's only like, a couple years. I won't tell you how many years, but it's like she was out there out in the wild for 60 years or so. But you're another Titan, you get like so many years to survive or stay alive. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Something's not being told. But yeah, it gets a little, I can't say dark, but it's definitely one of those like, humans versus humans and what is truth, hiding the truth, and someday the truth coming out. And then well, you have to face those things when it happens, or it's just, I don't know how people didn't know about it earlier, really, or didn't pick up on it. Do you know what Titans are? Because I don't want to spoil it. That's why I'm trying to make sure I'm not saying that. You know what Titans are?
Yes.
Okay. Like, I thought it would have been, like, obvious what the Titans were. Because,
Yeah.
I don't know, what they look like. They may be smiling or in a little bit, a little bit, like, creepy looking, right? But it's like, that's arms, legs, a head, ears, mouth, eyes, just big. I wonder what they could be.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of obvious, but they just
They totally missed it. On the same note, I watched the first season of a TV show. I don't know if you know much, if you have any much exposure to like Netflix or anything.
Not my day and age. Not until not till this channel grows. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe.
But
go on.
Anyway, it's a live action show.
Okay, live action.
And it's called Alice in Borderlands.
Alice in Borderlands. Oh wow, that doesn't.
It is a completely Asian themed show. They even had to dub it for you to be able to understand it without subtitles.
Live action, Asian themed, dubbed on, I'm assuming, Netflix.
Yes, on Netflix. And I want to tell you something, dude. I put it on just because there was nothing else I wanted to see, and I watched the entire season in a night.
How many episodes is that?
I don't know how many episodes. I'd have to go back and look, but I will tell you this. It is some out there type stuff.
Were you able to follow it? Because I know Asians aren't really like that great with that the whole time.
Yes, I could follow it just fine. I will tell you that it's oriented around playing games, and I don't want to give much away, but let's just say losing a game is a bad thing.
Okay, so life or death kind of games, uh, but Alice in Wonderland kind of esque theme. I was mostly saying it because like I've watched some, like, anime is easy for me to follow. They're pretty, like, they're not always cookie cutter, but like you can see, so like I can normally call a lot of things in anime, which I kind of like. But
I
when it
could
came to Chinese stuff, they were so off the wall. I couldn't follow shit.
I promise you, you could follow this. Matter of fact, if I had not known better, and I still may be wrong about this, but if I had not known better, this was an anime somebody turned into a live action. It flows like an anime.
It
It
flows like an anime.
is.
Okay.
It flows like an anime. You can, when you're watching it, you could see stuff happen, and you can be thinking, "Damn, this would be a great anime." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it is. It was insane. Like I'm jonesing for season 2 now.
Okay. So was it a lot of wires, or was it just like a lot of inner monologue? That's what I'd be like. My brother, he always had a problem with anime because all the inner mind monologuing they were doing, because they want you to know what the character's thinking and what they're feeling, and like
No,
that's
no,
why they're
no,
always
no.
talking so much.
This wasn't like that at all. I mean, it was what was spoken was what needed to be spoken, and that was it. There wasn't any of that. She said that the sky's blue, and then they're like going and giving you this detailed on why she says it's blue. It's not like that.
Hmm.
She says it's blue because it's freaking blue, and you better hold on to your ass, kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
Dude. I ain't even gonna lie. It whoever plays the game master, because we haven't seen that person in the show yet, but whoever plays that is insanely smart about how he made these games. I mean, it there's a if you go into one, there's like a 1% chance that you're probably gonna make it out.
Okay.
You,
So was he okay? I don't want you to get too much into the premise because it does sound interesting. What's the name of this one more time?
Alice in Borderlands.
Alice in Borderlands. Okay. So I'm getting a close hint of no game, no life premise with like Hunger Games.
Yeah, you're kind of on the right path, but instead of it being one set type of game, there are 4 distinct different types of games.
Okay, so like, well, I would say in the no game, no life, they were like, hey, what game you want to play? Chess. What game you want to play? Uh um Kingsman. What game you want to play? Uh
I won't tell you the types of games,
Cards.
but I'll give you an idea of what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you got a deck of cards that's 52 cards, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you have a type of game that's a hearts type of game, a type of game that's a diamonds type of game,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. The number on that card tells you the difficulty of that type of game you're about to play.
Oh.
So
So
let's
was
say
it randomly drawn?
it's you don't know which one it is until you walk into the game.
Okay.
So it could be, let's say, for instance, it's a physical game. You
Mhm.
get there and you realize that, oh, this is the suit that's for physical. Oh shit, it's a 9.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You want to see lower numbers. You
Yeah.
don't want to see the higher numbers. But yeah, dude, it is insane. Yeah,
I would
and
almost like read it as here's the main protagonist. He always gets the most hardest, and he always gets the game no one wants. Like that's
there is a main protagonist, and he gets so shafted
yeah. Like
every time you turn around. Like it's really good. But what makes it awesome is the main protagonist is not like some super buff martial art badass. He's just a really smart former gamer
yeah.
that when he looks at the game, he starts thinking, I don't know who the fuck designed this, but I need to be thinking about what they were thinking when they did this if I want to make it out of here.
Yeah, that would be a very, very good way of doing it. Sounds a little like Bootum to me. A Batum. Never heard of Batum. Send that link in the Discord. I'd like to check it out. But yeah, it does sound pretty interesting. But a live action, man. Live actions are, or at least for anime's sense sake here. Comic book, they done okay. Not Wonder Woman 86, I'll tell you that, or 84, not that one. But most, Marvel does a pretty good job at bringing that to life. But that's like Americans, we put a lot more. I don't know if it's, I would say, money behind it, but we do have a lot of good directors and writers. But just anime adaptations of, or live actions of anime, it's just so hard to pull off.
Yeah,
They
let's see.
cram it too much, or
Like I said, I don't think this was an anime, but it could
could
have
have been.
been.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, dude, I had gotten so into the mindset of the guy that created the games that by the end of it, I had gotten to where I could see the game and tell you what the answer was, and it is so fucked up. Some of the answers he sets up, like it's just you're like, wow, damn.
It sounds like the creator of the game, like, is either A's doing, like, he wants either the outcome to be the worst of outcomes, or he wants the answer of the to the puzzle to be a testament to the human's nature, to survive. Like, how willing are you willing, or pretty much like, how willing are you to be messed up in order to survive? Like, are you
Yeah,
willing to kill 3 or 4 of your close teammates to survive this game?
It's pretty bad.
'Cause that's
I
the only way
mean,
you can do it.
it'd be like it'd be like me creating a game,
Mhm.
and there's 6 people in it. Okay, the
Okay.
two possible outcomes is everybody can die, or everybody can live, or a bunch of people can die and a couple of people live.
But, like,
But
is there ever an answer in all of them? Like, "Hey, you all can survive," or is it just
yeah,
made out to look like,
there
"Oh, yeah, you
not
can survive easily."
not in all of them, because some of them, like I said, there's 4 different types of games. So in some of them, there's
Are they
you're
repeating,
not.
or are they just
No, they're okay. Each suit is a type of game.
yeah,
They're not necessarily the same game, but they're going to be on that same premise. So
okay.
we'll say for instance, for kicks and giggles, let's say clubs is the physical game.
Mhm.
Okay, a number 2 club game may be relatively easy. Okay, and most people might survive. A number 9 club game won't be the exact same game. It'll still have to be physical, but
Yeah.
chances of survival have went down to maybe 2 and 20.
Okay.
You know, you get what I'm saying? It depends on the difficulty.
So there's scaling, but they're not scaling of, let's say for my instance here, it's like me, like, okay, you're about to play chess, and here's chess 2, and then here's chess 9. It's not the same. You're like, here's chess 2, and then here's checkers 9. Same
Yeah, it could
premise,
be.
but totally different
Yep.
game.
Yeah, it could be very difficult. Uh, and I will say the last game that's played in the first season, I knew the answer almost instantly.
Yeah.
But you can also see why nobody figured it out to begin with,
Okay.
because it's just it's insane.
I'm pretty sure all their thoughts is how survive, how to survive,
E-
and who am I going to need to
exactly.
betray to survive? Because I'm not
Exactly.
looking for the hard answer. I'm looking for the easy answer. I'm looking for that quick and easy answer. Because we are humans, we are naturally
Absolutely.
lazy.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Another great one is Kanjai. Is that the gambling game? There's an anime out there. Forget, looks kind of weird, looks kind of awkward. This guy has a gambling addiction, and he plays cards and, like, for money. But problem is, if you lose, you're gonna lose a limb. And this dude gets, like, all jacked up, and his fingers cut off, arms cut off. I mean, you are almost practically have a chance of dying if you lose your gambling bet. And he plays a lot of games, and he risks a lot of times. Like, one time he almost, like, got his eyeball sucked out or something like that. It's pretty wild, but yeah, I can see, like, some games like that with high risk, high reward kind of mentality to it, but it also puts us in a possibility of world of how much are we willing to put ourselves at a line to get good at a game? Like it'd be like if we were play virtual reality, just like let's say Sword Art Online, but we had a chance of dying. How many people would still play that game? It's like you have a chance of dying. Are you still okay playing the game?
Yeah. Well,
It's
in
virtual shit.
in this instance, they don't have a choice.
Well, yeah, this is
There
pretty
is
much just like
yes,
throw it in.
absolutely no choice. You give up, you die. You don't play the game when you're supposed to, you die. You play the game and screw up, you die.
Okay, there was this one anime, forgetting the name of it because I have it. I literally have it on my bookshelf right now. That okay, you were to die, but then you're brought back to you're like you know you died. You remember dying, but you're brought back to life, and you're in this hotel with a bunch of other people, and you're meant to go out to this world and go fight these beasts and monsters. And if you can survive, you'll be brought back to life. And boy howdy, did that thing go from 1 to 10 at when it came to, like, just messed up in a matter of moments, and they were forced into it, like, this was
Was it Gaunt's Zero?
shoot. Honey, can you go oh, yeah, I think it's Gone Zero. Yeah, I think it's Gone Zero.
Yeah, I watched that too. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, there was a live action version of it, I have not watched that yet. Heard that was actually not that bad, but again, live action, I normally relatively stay away from those as best I can, except for Ronin Kitchen. You haven't checked out a Ronin Kitchen live action, you like Ronin Kitchen, good recommendation, live action movies, they're worth it. But yeah, that was a really messed up anime. And of course, when you brought up the whole Alice in Wonderland, my mind immediately went toward A Promise of Neverland. That was was it Promise of Neverland or I forget. Was it Promise Neverland? Also pretty messed up anime, but this was about kids that were in adoption homes and they were like, they were being adopted, but the problem is they're being taught and learn, and the smarter they get, the better they were to eat. These monsters were like literally raising these kids like cattle and having human women to get them smarter, but like not let them escape. And the smarter they would get, they would eventually be like they'd be get adopted and they'd go off, disappear, and never be heard from again. The monsters would eat them, and they found out about them, and they'd kill all the kids that to escape. Premise right there. I know it's probably a little bit of a spoiler, but um, still worth the watch. Let's see, a giant statue coming to life was crazy. Oh yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of very good animes out there. I've always said if you are people that are what can I say this? If you like watching shows, there's somewhere out there. There's an anime I can guarantee you would like. I don't care if you're a live action person, a comic book person, a serial killer person, my wife. Doesn't
Sound.
matter.
There we go. There we go. I lost sound for a minute.
Ah, okay. I can guarantee there's an anime out there that I could probably recommend, or someone I know could recommend you would love. So don't skip out on anime just because it's cartoonish. Most of the people watch Pixar or Disney, I bet. So if you can watch those things, you can watch anime. Um, boy howdy, there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of good ones, a lot of very emotional ones too. Um, but yeah, I was sort of talking about this before. This is a premise before. Like, okay, let's say battle royales and shooter games keep on going throughout lives and the way they are in popularity. But one day, VR chat, or not VR chat, but VR systems get to the point where feelings of what you're feeling in the game start to come into effect, but you don't actually die. Let's say you go to a VR game. I'm just putting this experience, this idea out to your here, Corvo. If you were to go to a VR game and you would play it and you would shoot other people and they would shoot at you, and it feels like real life, and you die in the game, but you're not really dying in real life, would you still play that game? And would you think that game would cause some mental problems in the future, like for say like somebody having some flashbacks?
So here's the way I look at it. If I'm playing a game and I know I'm safe, I'm gonna get a tremendous amount of pain if I screw up. You know,
You're gonna feel like you died. So
You
that's
feel
the
like
premise.
you died, but if I know going in that I'm going to be okay, even if that scenario hits, I probably would play it.
You probably would play it. So you
I
don't think it
probably
would
would play it.
cause any like PSD problems, like just constantly seeing.
With my background and the way my life has formed, I don't even think feigned death could compete with what I've got going on anyway. So
What's going on in this
I think I'll
headspace
be
is
okay.
nothing.
I think I'll be okay. I
Gotcha.
mean, I've been in a few I've been in a few places with bullets whizzing by before, so
Okay, well that's real life, but like it's never the same until you actually have a habit done before. But like if I was playing like a let's say a war game and I was seeing all my friends around me dying and seeing like the let's say the graphics get to that point where you can't very much distinguish what's a video game and what's real life because someday it may get to that point. I don't know if they ever will let it because some games like to keep the cartoon aspect of the game because it gets a little bit. Some people like that aesthetics more, but some people like that ultra realism. And then if I'm seeing that and like in a video game, and I'm not able to separate what's real from fantasy of the game, and then I get shot and I feel death, I don't know if I might have PSD or not. Like I really don't know.
I personally think that all of that is dependent upon the strength of the individual's psyche.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, there's going to be people out there in that situation that don't have the strength of psyche to be able to distinguish, just like you said, or be able to keep that thought in their mind that this is just a game, and that it probably will have some traumatic, effects on those people. But I also think, in the same token, there's people out there that, as long as they keep the thought that this is a game, whether I feel like I'm dying or I've seen my friends die or something, at the end of this game, we're coming out of it and we're fine. They'll be fine.
Until like somebody like, oh, player had a heart attack while playing this game. Are these games truly deadly? It's like
Yeah,
you
and
might
then
have some
at
heart
that,
conditions. You might not be playing this
yeah,
game.
yeah, right. At that point, then, if it gets to the point where someone has a heart attack from thinking they died, then I'm probably going to rethink playing it at that point. That's at that point.
Yeah, like does
But if
how much of a
if
physical impact would
yeah,
the emotional side of it come
yeah,
to you?
right, right.
But that would be one of those things that either they would hype up or they would use to try to give reasons to why games should be just like outright stopped. Um, but yeah, the whole like I've seen so many different premises of what VR chat would look like in the future. Like some of them are like, well, you need to like attach this like helmet on your head, and you sit there and play video games. And I'm thinking in real life, if you have a helmet on your head and you're sitting in a chair and you're in there for hours, eventually your neck is gonna hurt. I've seen some people do the classic VR little thing, and they lay on the bed. I'm like, what if you have to pee? That's like that stuff goes through my mind. Like, what is the body actually feeling like in real
Right.
life while you're in virtual world and you're not noticing, I really gotta take a piss right now, or my neck really hurts for having this big old helmet on my head sitting there. I'd much rather have like, might be a little risky, like, hey, I want to install this new console into my skull, like some, future, they can just plug it to my back of my head and jack myself in. It might be a lot lighter and use my own eyes as monitors. Cyberpunk, kind of theme going on there. But I'm like,
You trying to go Johnny Mnemonic Matrix style jack in there.
yeah, like I much rather that than have this big old bowl on top of my head and hoping no one's coming to my house going, I'm robbing you, but you can't hear me. We're good?
Think it
If
I
you
think
move,
it
I'm
would
gonna
be
shoot you. Warning.
I think it I think it would be great if, instead of jacking in, it was a wireless receiver.
A wireless receiver.
Yeah, you just be walking around in your house and you're like, I'm bored. All right. Uh console load War Master 3, and then it just kicks in and you just start playing.
You're playing while you're cooking some food, going, yeah, I have a little tiny monitor like the very bottom of my screen. I can see my hands. And this, just give me a moment. I'll be right there, dudes. Pause it. Pause the game. Oh, you can't pause it? Well, I gotta cook this, okay? So just give me a minute. You're dead. Sorry. Can't help you.
You when my taco's done.
You could be in the bed, with your loved one and be like, "Hey, are you paying attention? Huh? Sorry, what? I see. Can
Shit,
you see me?
I'm
Yeah, I can
sorry.
see you. Yeah, I can see you. I'm looking
I,
right at
I'm
you."
sorry. I'm sorry, sweetie. I found that loot cache I've been looking for a week. Hold on. Let me see what's in this box.
Oh, wait, wait,
I'll
wait.
get that. You'll get that wireless receiver slapped right out of you.
Yeah, or you're being
Oh,
mid motion and oh, I got an email. Give me a second. I gotta check it. It's from my buddies online. All right, I'm good.
shit, we're speed this up real quick.
Yeah, we got to raid in 20 minutes. Hurry up, woman. Yeah. Man,
Oh.
that would be you. Yeah, trouble would be definitely the word. So-
Yeah. Yeah. God almighty.
just speed up a little bit. So yeah, the idea of future VR does excite me. I just can't lie about that. I've always wanted VR, and with 2019 being as bad as it was, or 2020, sorry. Like VR was going places, and then 2020 hit, and then like pretty much everything in the world just stopped. I'm hoping this year they pick back up on it because I would like VR to be cheaper but also more relatively available to everybody else because I would like to try it out someday. And if I'm 80 years old and VR finally got to that point where, like we were talking about, even if it's not a wireless receiver, I want to be that old guy at the retirement home going, "Honey, get my game thing on my eyes. I want to play some video games." That's what I want to do. I want to be the old shit playing VR games in my in the bedroom by myself as I'm fuck it. If I'm in a diaper at that point. I don't care where I go.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my body needs the restroom. I can't tell anyways. Oh no, I hope it's not like that. But I do want to be playing games the rest of my life. Watching anime and play video games the rest of my life would be a true bliss for me. Like, and then have the means to do so. Um, without being like out of my mind. As far as I'm aware, none of my old folks on either side. Well, never mind. My grandmother got dementia. She got dementia, so that means it runs in the family. That's how dementia works. I actually don't know. Like, does dementia run in family?
Yes, it can be genetic.
Great. Oh well. Sorry, I'm already slipping in life. Who cares? Goodness gracious. I need something to do. But yeah. What about you? Is there anything you've been doing up lately? Like, you've been digging through your house for your figurines. See the basketball's
Yeah.
gone. I guess they finally grabbed that.
Yeah. I was looking through some of the old boxes the other day when I found that figurine, that Brawly figurine that's back there behind me on the shelf. And I am finding that there's a lot of things that I have not unpacked.
And how long you
And
live in
this
that
is
house?
9 years.
9 years that you still have fully and not unpacked. I can't say I know that feeling because I never lived in my own home. I would hope to one day live in my own home within the next 2 to 3 years if we can. My wife will be like earlier, but just now getting to unpacking a few other things. Right now I have a few things I have not unpacked, but that's because we are very limited here. Um,
Well, I think some of these things were left packed because when we first moved in here, our oldest was only 6 months old. So it was kind of one of those protect the things type notions, leave them packed up for now. And it just got forgotten. Like I found comic books that I completely had forgotten about.
I'm still very upset about this. I used to have a very large, or not very large, a very big collection of comic books, and some of them were very good. And yeah, let's say that some of them got damaged with how many times I moved, and I was still very kicking myself in the ass because like I didn't read very much comics, and I could very much have traded them in and like let someone else that enjoys comics and loves comics to partake in these comics. And I was like, that would have been a great way to like help me out, but at the same time, like, give to others to actually enjoy these kind of things. and they got messed up. And I was kicking myself in the ass so much. I'm like, my brothers didn't want them, and I wanted them for a while. And then after a while, it's like, okay, well, I don't very much read these anymore or look at them, and I'm afraid to touch them because most of them, a lot of them were still in very much like mint condition, like still as if they were just bought off the shelf with their original sleeving and everything. And then I was like, well, I'll go in. Oh shit. Then again, I like mangas more. I'll always like mangas, and when I pass away, I'll give my mangas to my nephew or my niece, or whoever likes it at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch of comic books that I've been holding on to for a very long time.
If I could find
Um,
mangas that are as cheap as comic books, I would be very happy.
yeah, that's kind of hard. It's a little bit more. It takes up a little more real estate on paper than a
Yeah.
comic book does, buddy. Sorry.
You know, there's more mangas in the country of Japan than there is toilet paper.
Wow.
That means there's less TP for people's ass to wipe than there's manga books available on the shelf. So if someone ever runs out of TP, well, they have a lot of mangas. This one sucked really bad anyway, so there's more.
Yeah.
Instead of in the bathroom, there's a roll of it available to you. There's a manga book, and you're just wondering why is your pages missing. You're looking around for the shells, going, where's the seashells at? Is that this what kind of family this is? This is you know
You
seashells?
didn't go seashell. I know you didn't say seashells. Jesus.
Where's the big one and the small one at? I need the big one. This is the extra scooper. But no, like they have the little the robotic ones, which my wife wants to get one day. Those what is this, bidets? Is that called bidets? Actually,
Yeah, it's a bidet. Yeah, it's basically another toilet sitting beside your toilet that you hop over to that washes your rear.
well, they're in Japan because I've actually been there and actually tried it one time. That's all in one, toilet and bidet. And I also found out like not that long ago, or maybe a little longer than I think, maybe 8 or 9 months back, that they have like machines that you can attach to your toilet and attach to your water line, and turn your regular toilet into a bidet. And I'm like,
Wow, I think I want one of those.
yeah, I think I want to get one of those for my wife because me personally, I don't really need it. But my wife, when she was there, she's like, I love this. She was like in the toilet, in the bathroom. And I asked her when we first tried it, I'm like, how is it? I love this. That's all I heard. She thought it was great. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I want to try it.
I used one back when they didn't have them merged. They hadn't always been merged. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
No,
Used to be that when they originally come out, there was a toilet,
yeah.
and then I mean exactly right beside it was the bidet. You just slid
So
over.
much real estate to be taken up.
Yep. Matter of fact, if you want to see a movie representation of that, rewatch Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile
Because when
Dundee. Okay.
Yeah, when he gets to the city and he goes into her bathroom, there's 2 units there. And he's like, what the crap is this other thing? And she's like, it's a bidet. And he's like, a what? She's like, it washes your bottom. So it's kind of funny. But yeah,
Okay.
I enjoyed the bidet too when I used it.
Oh well, it didn't do my fancy, but it was definitely nice. I could see like as long as it did a good job. That'd be my biggest worry. Like I know what it did, but I don't know how much of it did. And if it's really bad, like I can't just like stand up and check. Like, okay, did you get all of it? Is it all of it gone? Is it good? Am I allowed to get up and get dressed now? The bidet not going to show you anything. It's not going to be like, like, here's a mirror, sir. Doesn't look too good to your liking. No, it's not going to say nothing. So I'm going to stand up and there'll be still some leftover. And I'm going to be like walking around the house and getting all upset because I have a sore on my bottom now. But so it doesn't really do it for me in that way. I like to know when I'm done, if that makes sense. I don't want to get too detailed here, but like, you know when you're done with toilet paper. You know, you
Yeah,
can check.
yep. But the nice thing is you can still have your toilet paper. So you can get that rinse and
Yeah.
then you can check.
Well, my wife, she just wants it just to rinse. Like she has full faith in these things. And me, I'm going, I rather just know it's working on my bottom and just like if I had to stare at my own stare at my own stuff, I will. I have no problem with that. But there's not gonna be like a bidet and a camera for that real close view, like you're playing a video game.
Should invent a bidet with a mirror in the bottom so you could just glance down and see it do its work.
No, here's the idea. Okay, I just thought about it. Bidet with a camera on it, and all you can see is the squirter, and you can see the camera, and it's like a video game. You have to control it yourself. Pew 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 pew. You make sure scrape one side. Shh. Oh, go
You
good. Shh, other side.
never come out of the toilet then. I mean, like, today on Grumpy Stream, the bidet stream.
Hack the camera. Oh God, we're looking at it's a black hole.
Wait, I thought it absorbed things. There's something coming out.
It's junk in my trunk. But no, like I'm like just something to just let me know that it's clean. I would be okay with it. But me with my wife, she's relatively she's okay with it. Of course, my wife is kind of like, really like trying to be the one person that will save this earth by doing everything she can to recycle, reuse, and not waste paper. And that includes toilet paper. She wants to go all like we have conversations. I don't want to start on here before, but my wife had conversation about, ideas that we could do to limit it on our toilet paper or outright just stop using toilet paper. And I'm like, no, I am, it's a true fact that it will do the work and it has done the work. And I do not want to try anything else because everything else she came up with, I was like, honey, there's just no way. I can't do that. I can't. And the seashells were definitely was a conversation at one point because apparently that is a thing. I just, I just don't see it working. I just don't trust it. Like I would need a seashell and like a squeegee board. Yeet, yeet. Like I need to be squeaky clean. That's all I'm gonna say.
Dang.
Of course, we have toilet paper right now. What toilet paper do you use? We have Charmin in our house right now.
We use Charmin as well. My uncle worked for Procter and Gamble, so yeah,
I don't
it's
like
a
Charmin.
Charmin thing.
I don't like Charmin.
It's,
It
it's a Charmin
leaves
thing.
it leaves things, and I don't like having.
Problem.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like to be able to just take care of it and then not have to like do any like as I call it the credit card swipe to make sure everything is
Yeah, see, I don't have that problem though. I
our shit
don't.
just breaks apart. It's Charmin. It's like probably I think it's Charmin Extra Soft, so that's probably like why it's
Yeah, I don't use the extra soft. I use the what is that? I'd have to go look at it. But yeah, my uncle worked for Procter and Gamble, so
free
it's
stuff.
whichever brand. It was whichever brand he told me, or whichever version, because he's like, there are some of them that are brillish,
Yeah.
and then whichever one it was he told me is the one I bought. But it's like I could wrap my car in this crap, and it wouldn't break. It's like I can make to put it like this. I made a rope bridge, a miniature rope bridge, out of it, and had Soren walk across it
Huh.
just to see if it would work because he said it was so strong. And it 5 years old, he strutted right on across it like it wasn't crap.
It wasn't crap. Everyone's talking about toilet paper. Da-da-da-da-da-da. What's the toilet paper we normally get? Cottonelle? Yeah, we get Cottonelle usually. They didn't. We went to Walmart and get it last time, and they had like it was like the Coronas all over again. There was like barely any toilet paper on the shelf. I shit you
It's like
not.
that.
And
It
then
is. You shit me not, really.
yeah, no, we got to play on the puns here. So it was empty, but all they had on the shelf was Charnel. I'm like, Cottonelle, whatever, not Charnel, but the Charmin, whatever. And all of ours were gone. I'm like, it was that stuff to me. It wasn't like I don't know if I could make a rope bridge out of it, but like it never left anything behind. It did its job, and it was soft, and it wasn't like paper, that you need to fold up on itself to, coming out raw afterwards. I don't know. Toilet paper talk is just so interesting to me right now. I guess no one else finds it interesting, but I do. It's we interact with toilet paper pretty much every single day of our lives, but yet people don't.
Every day.
So, like,
Every day.
if you're not uncomfortable with toilet paper talk right here, then you literally are not human. Because we all deal with toilet paper every single day, and we all go through the same problems, young or old. So, we all have the shitty problems, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, goodness.
yeah. But I don't know if you noticed, I did finally get my my pop filter.
I noticed that.
I got it.
I did notice that.
I was looking online for a pop filter for this, the 3D model, and there's
Yep.
absolutely zero that I could use for this mic. I was looking and looking and looking. It's like, nope, 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 nope. And I even tried to look for the thread thing. Nope, no one made the thread thing. You need to make it if you can. I don't know how good you are making that 3D stuff, but
I
there was
can.
no threads even from
If
a
yeah,
138 to a whatever this one is.
yeah, if I know the exact threads, I can make it easy.
Yeah, like there was, because its inner diameter is the big one, and the outer diameter or the extender of it is the smaller ones. That's what I was looking for. Although this one, like, okay, there was a lot of people complaining about this pop filter because or pop the not pop filter. What is these things called? Shock mounts for this microphone, saying there was no converter for these things at all. I'm like, they wouldn't not give you no converters for this thing. Like, why would they sell you something and say converter on the box, but give it to you and there's no converters? I looked inside of it, got the box out, and all that was in it was just the shock mount. Only thing. That was no, like, other than that, paperwork, that's it. And I'm like looking around and I look inside of it, and sure enough, there's two of them already installed. Like, they're not even like gonna give you a little baggie, like, no, we're gonna install the thing and you're gonna get it yourself. And I'm like, that's smart, right? Like, would you waste a little time to put them both separately in little bags? Like, oh, if you need them, a little baggie, here he goes. Like, that's a waste of plastic or whatever else they have in there. They put them in it, so if you don't need a bigger size, you're already good to go. But if you do need a bigger size, just get a screwdriver. Weirdly enough, because screwdriver was not really probably the intended way to getting it to work, but I got it to work. And I unscrewed both of them and installed it to this thing with like within minutes, and it was so good. Of course, I got it from Best Buy because I didn't want to wait for shipping. I could have saved a couple dollars, but I don't want to wait for shipping. It's very very few times that I do not want to wait for shipping, and this is one of those moments like I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. So I got it. I got it finally, and I like it. I like this whole setup.
Looks like it's working good.
Yeah, it's just. Of course, this. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Like if you bang on it directly, it doesn't do anything. But if you move this around, like you don't hear anything. But that's mostly because this mic, this thing is also not a what's the word for it? A spring loaded mic arm like yours.
Right. Right.
So that it won't hear no springs through it because there's no springs on it. But if I was using my old one, and if I would move it around, they would keep it from hearing the springs, which I can't hear right now, but whatever. That's at least the premise of it. There we went. Anyways, I won't miss this thing, but I'm trying to figure out how to use this for my camera. So when I do pizza streams, I can maybe attach this to my camera. But problem is, I'm missing the little arm thing. Do you know where that? Give a 3D print of that anywhere. But it's a little arm thing to attach to a normal a normal phone holder. I need to get one of those so I can use this as my mic, my phone camera arm, buoy thing for my Peach streams. Um, let's see. Yeah, we're done. We're good for this day. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we end it here?
No, I'm good. If you're good, I'm good, buddy.
Yeah. Um, I want to go ahead and say thank you for all those who. My wife is asking if anybody during this podcast have a phone, Android phone that's relatively new and you don't use it no more. I'm talking about at least within the last year or two, new 3 years. Okay, she's saying 3 years. If you have one sparingly and you don't use it no more, she needs it. But no rush on that.
Yeah, I'll take a look around. You know me, I have a bunch of stuff laying around here.
Well, she got a friend at her job that goes through a plan through her company or through her phone service, and
Yep.
every 2 years or so she gets a new one,
Yep.
and she gets to keep an old one, and she's supposed to give her the old one, but right now she has the Corona, supposedly, and well, you know how some people are, they say something.
Well, yeah, you know me. Back a while ago, my job used to entail me managing all the cell phones for the company. So
Did not know that.
yeah, so there's I can't see an Android right this minute, but for example, there's iPhone 6 Plus laying right across from me.
Well, that's what she's getting rid of because hers is getting so bad that she's having a hard time opening YouTube now. It was Pokemon
Right.
Go. Now it's YouTube.
Right, but I'm just saying, I think there's even
We can talk about this afterwards.
yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, okay, one more thing though, I will say, for those who are watching this, please subscribe. I have been looking at my stuff and I've noticed a lot of people are watching. I do appreciate it. Don't get that wrong. Just go hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching this for the first time, and this is your first episode of the Bear Thoughts podcast, again, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central American time here at Grumpy B Gaming. Go watch the previous episodes. Get caught up on us. We are mostly just two guys talking about very dork related stuff. Some off the wall tunnel paper talk. I don't know. It's whatever comes to our mind. We don't have. Of course, everybody's been asking me, like, every time I say, I do a podcast, they always ask me, okay, what do you do to the podcast about? Like, what's your theme? I'm like, I didn't know you have to have a theme to be a podcaster. I
I didn't either.
I thought it was just whatever came to your mind. Like, even when Joe Rogan does podcasts with stars, they just go off whatever they're talking about that very moment. They don't talk about like just the star itself. They talk about whatever they like or they may have seen or they both enjoy some kind of relatability. Like, I don't see that at all. But yeah, people's been asking me about that. So thank you for following. Thank you for watching. And I will be going live a little later on my normal channel at Grumpy Bear at twitch.tv/Grumpy Bear. Be sure to check Corvo's wife out whenever she goes live. Go follow her if you haven't already at twitch.tv/Stealthy Elf Jade. Stealthy Elf Jade. Also follow both of us out on our Twitters. Me at the Grumpy Bear on Twitter. Him at Ninja Corvo on Twitter. Be sure to follow us for any updates and of things coming up. I will tell y'all, the podcast is not going to be stopping during my break, but within a couple weeks or so, or a week or so, I will be going on a break from my usual streaming. So if you are one of those people that are not aware of this, I'm going to let you know now. I'll let you know later as much as I can, but I will be going on a bit of a hiatus break to get myself mentally straight in the week or so for a week from Wednesday to Wednesday. So when I come back the next podcast, I will be going back full-time streaming with hopefully some new things for y'all. But as always, you know how it goes. You have a good day, have a good night, and as always, have a good life. Much love, y'all, and goodbye.